$100 to enter, $30,000 to first place. This is my final entry in Underdog Fantasies big board bigger board. Couldn't be more excited to get this shipper in here. I know I took Kirk Cousins on my very first bigger board, so I'm definitely going to avoid doing that. I'm hoping to get a position where I can take Rashee Rice after the news came out that he is not going to be suspended in the 2026 NFL season. Not a big weekend of news in the National Football League, which is fine by me. This is certainly the calm before the storm. Only 2,208 entrants in this tournament, so I only need to beat 2,207 of you absolute nerds to take down the $30,000. I think the thing that a lot of us like the most about this contest is the final size. I mean, 1 out of 8, you could get to this final in the bigger board after spending $100 and be like, man, my team's not even that good, and I'm still drawn pretty live to win this one. As my guy Chad says, 17 days left until the NFL draft. We are very, very close to the bigger board. It's or the regular big board filling. I believe the regular big board is 95% full. They just added some fastback in. I have 8 more to do. 94.5% fill rate on the big board. Can you call some people for a World Cup basketball tournament? It's already been confirmed. That Underdog Fantasy will have World Cup contests on their site. Now, I don't know if it is best ball. I don't know if these are daily contests. I would honestly guess probably daily, but unclear there. Wow, I didn't even realize that the semifinal of this was 2 out of 8. I completely disagree with this. It does not feel like a huge miss that Underdog didn't throw in a pre-draft eliminator this year, because basically the entire edge in the eliminator is reading the schedule. It is, I disagree. I mean, I would have drafted it, of course, but I don't think that would have been a contest that would have appealed to most people. There is 0.0000000 chance that if there was World Cup basketball, it would be 100K to first. I think if we got 10K to first, I would be surprised. And if I had to guess for Underdog World Cup contests, I would guess that those contests are probably going to be dailies. I would guess that they are going to be dailies. That's just my guess. All right, we need one more to fill up this bigger board. Just show me you know what would be nice? I would love to get the 1.2, start with Gibbs, start with Bijan, and then just take Rashee Rice. I moved Rashee Rice way up in my rankings. Over the weekend, I've been taking Rashee Rice right about here. I've been taking Rashee Rice right about 15, 16. Looks like his average draft position is up to 28. It was down in the 30s. So it looks like the market is tending to agree with me. If you guys are watching this on replay, comment down below, where are you taking Rashee Rice? Very interested to see what the community of Slappy the Seals is doing. All right, we're drafting the 1/6, which frankly, I would say is basically my least favorite draft position, because I don't particularly like Jonathan Taylor. I don't particularly like Christian McCaffrey. And I don't particularly have, honestly, to me, there is basically no difference between James Cook, Ashton Genty, Devin Achane, Saquon Barkley, Amarian Hampton, Jeremiah Love, and Kenneth Walker. I know that you guys all disagree with me. I'm sure that you guys all feel very strongly about those group of players. Like, dude, Jeremiah Love's so good, or dude, James Cook is so much better. To me, they're all the same. Those guys are all the same. Cook, Genty, Achane, they're all going to score probably 14 to 16 fantasy points per game. Whichever one of them scores the most amount of touchdowns is going to be the one you want to have. Whenever those guys get whenever one of those guys gets hurt, you're cooked. That's the big issue. One of those guys, probably multiples of those guys, will get hurt this upcoming season. So you just need to run good there. Okay. We start Bijan, Gibbs, Chase. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty chalk start. And I mean, I would love if this guy didn't take JSN. I'm sure he's going to. I just Jonathan Taylor just does not really do it for me with Daniel Jones. Well, okay. Well, I don't have the courage to not take. I do not have the courage to not take Jonathan Taylor. I guess I should have the courage. I should be stronger to not take a guy that I don't want in a $100 draft, but I didn't do it. I do not have the courage. So I apologize to all of you guys for that. Uh, did 10 DK drafts Saturday and got him on 9. Yeah, I'm in a bunch of slow DraftKings drafts right now, and I am taking I'm taking Rushy Rice in all of them. All right. My guy, Jay Sarab from Run Pure Sports, he's taking his stand. He takes Ashton Genty at 9, which I am totally cool with. I'm also scared of CMC. I'm more scared of CMC on Underdog. I feel like regardless, CMC is going to PPR scam his way to value on DraftKings. Very hard for me to imagine. Like, in what scenario is CMC not catching 70 passes as long as he's healthy? The guy could score 250 points as a slot wide receiver. You know what? Honestly, you're right. You know what I should have done for the final bigger board? I should have just taken Kenneth Walker at 6 or Ashton Genty. I should have believed in something. I should have stood up for myself and I should have went hard. We got the Cook A chain picks at the turn there. Buck went Jefferson and Barkley. Dabke went St. Brown and Walker. Wow. Jay Sarab, Genty, and Bowers all in. All right. So no one snipe him on Mendoza or he's going to be having a bad time. Amarian Hampton goes. And you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm taking Rashee Rice. So we start the draft. Jonathan Taylor, Rashee Rice. The guy ahead of me went full boomer, CMC, and Henry. I agree. CMC was a bad runner last year, but honestly, it didn't matter. Like, truly, it did not matter at all that Christian McCaffrey was a bad runner. Think about that. Think about how absurd that is, because it basically means that the team is gonna run it back. I know, and I took Jonathan Taylor because I'm a scared coward. Jonathan Taylor's season ended so much worse than I remembered it did. Like, in my mind, I was like, wow, Jonathan Taylor, like, he was so the story of the season. I mean, we made that video. Was Jonathan Taylor one of the best fantasy picks of all time? And boy, was the answer no. I mean, look how bad things got for him at the end. 8.6, 15.1, 11.4, 13.1, 16.9, 17.4, 5.9 fantasy points to end the season for Jonathan Taylor. Completely cooked after Danny Jones got hurt and when Phillip Rivers was playing. It doesn't, looking at this right now, does not fill me with confidence for this pick I just made. I am going to select Breece Hall because I know how this room is going to get. I'm going to find more wide receivers that I like later because I have some pretty big discrepancies with the market in wide receivers versus I'm mostly in line at running back. Like, I don't think the market is wrong at running back too much anywhere, but I do think the market is wrong at wide receiver. You have Rashi everywhere. Why would you take him at the worst possible place when you have him 2 rounds lower? No, completely wrong. Completely wrong, consigliere. This is the exact opposite of true because Rashee Rice at 19 is still too cheap. And let me give you the 2v2. Rashee Rice and Breece Hall versus Derrick Henry and Rashee Rice. That 1v1 matters not at all. That like Breece Hall could outscore Derrick Henry or Travis Etienne can outscore Jeremiah Love in one game. I mean, I don't think this is true that Rashee Rice and Ken Walker should be flipped because I think in my opinion, Rice and Walker's points to some degree are going to be synergistic, wherein Walker having a really good season is good for Rice. Rice having a really good season is good for Walker because the issue with the Chiefs offense last year was they were so predictable because they could not run the ball. They could not run. And to some degree, you got to be able to run. You've just got to be able to run in the modern NFL. And the Kansas City Chiefs were not able to run in any way, shape, or form. And that was bad for Rice. That was bad for Mahomes. That was bad for Worthy. It was bad for Kelsey. It was bad for everyone. And I think things are going to be different this upcoming year. And All right. Well, I certainly would rather have Kyron at 40. Well, Burden went at 33. Jay Sarab is a GOAT. His team is awesome. Genty, Bowers, Bird, and Kyron. I want everyone to give it up to my guy, Jay Sarab here. I suppose relatively interesting decision here where do I want to take Bucky, who is the ADP value? Not really. You know what? We're going to live a little. I'm going to take Jameson Williams. I'm going to take Jameson Williams here. So I've got Mahomes and Goff set up at quarterback. I just am not that much of a Bucky guy. Again, Bucky obviously is fine in the middle of the fourth. Man, Bucky is going to freaking fall. I guess if I knew Bucky was going to be available at 43, I would have taken Chris Olave. So had I had the foresight, I would have done Chris Olave and then done Bucky. I think the 2v2 of Brees Hall and Jameson Williams is way worse than Chris Olave and Bucky. Can I talk you through why Burden is going much higher than Rome? Yeah, Burden is much better than Rome Odunze. Basically every aspect. Burden already has a better career game than Rome Odunze. Burden has a higher targets per route run, yards per route run. The coaching staff has been more complimentary of Luther Burden. It's not even particularly close. I've got them separated by like 30 spots in my rankings. They traded away DJ Moore because Burden is a better fit for the offense. Rome Odunze is frick, toot and went. Oh man, that is annoying. Man, I don't know what to do here. I'm going to take Christian Watson. I really did not know what to do there. I'm not saying Rome is bad, but they are just different categories of players. Luther Burden is just a lot better at like every part of the game than Rome. And he's a much better fit for Caleb Williams. He's a much better fit for the way fantasy point scoring works. Just the way she goes. Mike Evans, McLaurin, and Waddle are more likely wide receiver one for those teams. Why would I want JMO? JMO better for fantasy than those guys. Mike Evans is 33. Terry McLaurin sucks. And it's fair. Waddle versus JMO, I think, is fair. But I don't really have any interest in Terry McLaurin in fantasy football. Javonte over Bucky, I think, is fine. Yes, all the left wing slot picks go off the board and Davis crumbles. I mean, I think we're scared of Kenny Gainwell because Bucky got frame mogged by Sean Tucker and what's his name? Rashad White last year. I mean, look at these touches, dude. He got 0 carries inside the 5. Your eyes are not deceiving you. 1 rushing touchdown last season, 0 carries inside the 5. JMO was better than all of those players in fantasy football last season. So that is when he's been better than all those guys in fantasy football. Jameson Williams, I believe, finishes the wide receiver. What was it? The wide receiver 7 in fantasy last year. Let me pull it up. Yes, Bucky was hurt and also is playing as a part-time player. And I just in general, it's very hard for running backs to get there when they are part-time players. Bucky, JMO finishes the wide receiver 23-24 last year. That includes a game where he left injured. All right. Ooh, Hubbard honestly makes some sense here, but I hate buying the Pico top. Marv would set up. You know what? I'll do that. Actually, we're already in on Indianapolis. Let's take. Well, I took Joe Burrow. I fucking auto drafted Joe Burrow. Ooh, I did not click quick enough. God. All right, at least it's a small. God damn it. That is so freaking annoying. Oh! Nothing like unstacked, uncorrelated Joe Burrow. Bucky was fine before he got injured. I think you are misremembering though. I mean, maybe we just play fantasy football in different ways. I tend to look more at how players accumulate points versus the raw point output. And, he was losing all the third down work. I running back 15, running back 11, running back 16, running back 9, just not great for me personally. Guy just casually compared to Dunze to Mike Evans. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I could actually completely disagree that injury played a huge role with Bucky last year. Definitely, Bucky was definitely not running back 8, by the way. It's definitely not true. Okay. All right, so I guess I've already got quarterback taken care of, so I'm gonna have to push quarterback for the rest of the way, which is fine. Whatever. Jordan Tyson. Maybe Jordan Tyson ends up a Cincinnati Bengal. Yeah, honestly, 8-person final. Nothing wrong. It's obviously not ideal. Would I have rather that pick been Tyler Warren? Sure. Yeah. This is the issue, which is that I had Mahomes lined up, I had Goff lined up, and I had Love lined up. What do you want me to say, bro? Bucky is a very overrated fantasy football player. It's not my fault, man. I am not the one who sets the market. I am not the one who calls plays for the Buccaneers coaching staff. I'm not the one who refused to give Bucky Irving goal line touches. I'm not the one who retained the services of Sean Tucker. I'm not the one who gave Kenneth Gainwell a free agent deal. None of those decisions are up to me at all. Okay, so Jonathan Taylor, Rashee Rice, Breece Hall, JMO, Watson, Burrow, Tyson. Yeah, if this team does not get Mike Gesicki, we can't win. The only possible way for a shipper here is Mike Gesicki. You're having a bad draft when that is true. I guess the other thing here is we're about to head into the quarterback pocket. I wonder, maybe I could get away with just doing 2 quarterbacks here. I guess that could work if you just do Burrow and Goff, or Burrow and Mahomes, or Burrow and Love. I mean, an unstacked quarterback is not the end of the world here. I'm actually going to stop tilting, and I'm going to grow up. I'm going to grow up. I'm going to be a man. And honestly, quarterback is just certainly the best pick here. Like, Rico Dowdle is not really doing it for me. Jacoby Myers is not really doing it for me. Michael Pittman's not really doing it for me. QJ's not doing it for me. Whatever. So I guess I'm probably just going Patsy here, and then we're gonna make it up later at running back. I think that was right. I actually think that was the right way to play it. I would have taken Jordan Addison if he was available there. I would have taken in the old days. I would have taken Chuba Hubbard there. But like, I don't think Blake Corum really helps. I don't love taking the tight ends here. Like, I don't think Pitts or Laporta. Maybe Laporta would have been stronger there because I could have done Laporta and then Goff and done the double stack and then had the divisional correlation with Watson. But I think Mahomes. I think if you're taking Rice at 19, if you are the type of person who is open to taking Rashee Rice at 19, you probably are already stating that Mahomes comes back from this knee injury, and all is copacetic. I mean, you could really be wrong about that. I wonder where do the fantasy football intelligentsia have Rashee Rice ranked? I'm very curious for this. Let's see. Where does Michael Leone have him? Well, look at this quarterback window, by the way. The quarterback window does not stop. All right, ETR has Rice at pick 22. Feels about right. I mean, I've obviously you got to apply a little bit of conservatism bonus there. So I honestly could just take like Michael Pittman Jr. here and set up Rodgers really late. I still don't think the running backs here are doing anything. I mean, maybe Jadarian Price helps a little bit. Jadarian Price gives me some ceiling here. I think, yeah, I'm actually gonna do Jadarian Price instead of the fifth wide receiver. I'm gonna do Jadarian Price. Bucky touches weeks 1 through 4, 18, 23, 29, 20. Well, how many were inside the 5-yard line? Would I rather Bucky in round 3 or 4 and Gainwell round? I would certainly rather Bucky at cost than Gainwell at cost. I don't think the Gainwell cost makes a ton of sense. I think the only thing that Sean Tucker and Kenny Gainwell do is make Bucky a worse player. That's literally all that it is. I don't think Gainwell is a good pick. I don't think Bucky is a bad pick either. I just don't I have no interest in chasing a guy who I didn't like as a prospect up the board when it is very clear how his team feels about him, right? Like I don't know. It's just and it's totally possible that there's something that I'm not seeing, but relying on efficiency from a 188-pound running back to consistently score from outside the 5-yard line, like this is how like that's basically how you lose in fantasy football is you find small like Bucky Irving is in all likelihood a small win, huge loss at in round 3. It's just kind of the way she goes. Kenneth Walker plays for the Chiefs now. Hope that helps. Hope that helps. Ooh, downs just to keep doing if we do downs, we can just keep doing the Indianapolis thing. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. And then maybe that buys us a cheap Daniel Jones. So I'm going to do downs at 115 is probably not great. His ADP is really risen. I mean, I think maybe an issue you're having, Kyle, is that you think that I have something against Bucky. I promise you I don't. I wouldn't draft Byshell Tootin if I didn't think he would get carries inside the 5. I wouldn't draft Trevion Henderson if I didn't think he would get those carries. I wouldn't draft Josh Jacobs if I like this is a game of touchdowns. Honestly, Underdog is kind of a game. It's just like correlating anytime touchdowns. Like if you really think about the game you're playing on Underdog Fantasy, you're kind of doing how many touchdowns can I sneak into this lineup? And Bucky projects worse than Javonte, than Montgomery, than Toot. Honestly, probably even worse than Judkins. Who scores more touchdowns, Judkins or Bucky? I might take Judkins there. Controversial opinion. I do think the Chiefs are a good landing spot. Very controversial of me. I do. I think it's probably good to play for the Kansas City Chiefs for fantasy football. Hot take, but I'm gonna go ahead and stand on that one. Got to take Kelsey on this team. I think. Got to do Kelsey with Mahomes there. I definitely want Bucky over Dobbins. Dobbins suffers from the same thing. Dobbins will not play any passing downs, and it wouldn't surprise me if Dobbins doesn't get a ton of the goal line work either. Honestly, let's see if I'm a hater. Let's pull up for first time in a couple weeks. Let's pull up the Mike Clay projections and let's see if I'm just being a hater. Let's go Bucky Irving. So he has Bucky Irving for 6 touchdowns, Kenneth Gainwell for 5, Sean Tucker for 2. Well, he's wrong about that. Sean Tucker will have more than 2. And he has Bucky for 227 PPR points. So it's basically right where he's being drafted. Right where he's being drafted. And then who are we talking about? Let's compare him to Dobbins. Someone was just asking about Dobbins. Dobbins for 7 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, but yeah, obviously a lot less receiving work. I don't know. Looks like a pretty accurate projection to me. It's just going to be really hard for Bucky to score. All right. So, oops. What just happened there? Oh, I just clicked on an old Bitcoin link. Oh, I clicked on an old Stellar Lumens bookmark. Only real OG crypto fans will remember. I don't even know why I still have that bookmarked. All right. Burrow, Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, Brees Hall, Jadarian Price, Rashi Rice, Jameson Williams, Christian Watson, Jordan Tyson, Josh Downs, Travis Kelsey, running out of running backs very, very quickly. All right. Go with your gut here, boys. This is going to be a controversial click. I'm going to click Zach Charbonnet, and I'm going to acknowledge that Sharbs is probably going to be a huge L for mini picks. Like, well, he's probably dead for like 6 weeks, I would think. Something like that. Maybe 8 weeks. I was going to take Mike Washington Jr., but Sharbs is drawing pretty live to be the guy you need. The people are wondering, do you still wear dead guys jeans? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think I have worn a pair of pants that were made before the dissolution of the USSR in a long time. Double digit weeks. You think Charbonnet's not going to be back to week 10? That would be a bit of a bummer. I'm not going to lie. That would be a bummer for what we're experiencing here. All right, which of these wide receivers is most likely to find himself being a Cincinnati Bengal? Oh, I know what I'm about to. We're about to go. We're about to go slap city, boys. We're about to go slap city. Slap me the Travis Hunter button. Come on. Travis Hunter in the 13th round. What if he's not a cornerback? I haven't been doing this for too many years, but the fact that the 2 rooms that get emptied out of the earliest being running back and quarterback, yeah, it is insane. It is insane. Everyone just wants their quarterbacks, man. And running back will feel different for all of us quite a bit when the NFL draft happens. We will feel, and rightly or wrongly, we are just going to feel better about Emmanuel Wilson or Isaiah Pacheco or Tajay Spears. Like, when we know no running back 2 is coming for some of these guys, we are going to feel a lot better. And some of these guys will feel worse, right? Some of these guys will be like, oh shit, well, can't take Emmanuel Wilson anymore. Or, oh, I can't take Braylon Allen anymore. Or I can't take Jordan James anymore. But there will be some solidification of running back 2 roles that will help the way that we are feeling. The NFL draft is on April 23rd. So the contest will all be closed then, and I will be done and out of here. I wonder, okay, someone asked me how many of my bigger board teams have Rashi. First team I checked, he's not on. Second team I checked, he is not on. Third team I checked, he is on at pick 26. And the very first one I drafted has Kirk Cousins on it and is not a good team and does not have Rashi Rice. So I only have Rashi Rice on 2 of 5. I'm gonna knock out a big board next after this one. This draft is piping hot. Okay, probably time to take a second tight end here. Hot take, maybe not hot. I'm a little light on Chigakonkwo. I'm gonna take him here. I'm very light on Chigakonkwo based on how I feel because I have so much Terrence Ferguson, I have so much Eli Stowers, I have so much Gunnar Helm. If the Commanders do not find a way to acquire the services of Brandon Ayuk, who is their pass catcher going to be? What is the pass catching group going to be? It's going to be I think they re-signed De'Ami Brown. I don't think I made that up. I believe the Commanders re-signed De'Ami Brown. That's how dire it is for them. We do need one more running back. There is a running back who is alive, who is going to be on a roster, and his only competition is a 29-year-old who we thought was cooked last year. This guy was one of my most drafted running backs last year. I can't believe I'm about to make this click in a freaking bigger board. We're gonna take Jaquavius Woody Marks. Man. Honestly, I don't think this is true. I honest to God goods, I don't think it's true that Stephon Diggs has to play somewhere. I also don't think it's true that Brandon Ayuk has to play somewhere. I think these guys are equally likely to not play football anymore. Diggs because of the legal issues, Ayuk because he seems like a jerk. Not that Diggs doesn't seem like a jerk too, as well. I would, if you would offer me 100% odds, I would take that. These guys, once they get to a certain age and they become a problem, I mean, this is like NFL 101, dude. Everyone knows this. Is if you become a jerk and you're not that good anymore, it's harder to find a job. What's going on with Jennings? According to, gosh, I believe it was Mike Garofalo. Does that sound right? Or maybe it was Vic Tafur said Jennings is asking for too much money, so no one wants to sign him because he's asking for too much money. What's the issue with Diggs? He's got a ton of legal issues. I believe he's got 2 pending civil lawsuits at the moment. All right, another tight end. All right, Stowers is gone. Let's do. Is there an obvious wide receiver pick here? Not. There really isn't. I'm gonna take Singleton and then probably be done at running back. So we're Burrow, Mahomes, JT, Brees Hall, Jadarian Price, Zach Charbonnet, Woody Marks, Nick Singleton, Rashi Rice, Jameson Williams, Christian Watson, Jordan Tyson, Josh Downs, Travis Hunter, and Chig Okonkwo. I mean, I don't know if I can blame Jennings thinking his Shanny inflated stats, wouldn't translate. It'd be hard for me to not want to give Jennings money because the guy did score a lot of fantasy points last year. Okay. Well, I got one more pick I gotta make. Is it even worth taking like a Ty Simpson or whatever on this team? I'm trying to game out in my head. Does a third quarterback, I guess third quarterback makes it a little bit more likely to advance, but a little bit harder to get like the raw points needed in week 17. The issue is the type of third quarterback because I would probably take Ty Simpson, and he might not be a great fit for the advanced structure. I had a little bit of Tyreek before I realized that he had another procedure early on. So I believe Corain was telling me that Tyreek had another procedure already this offseason. I'm gonna be too tilted if I get sniped here. So I'm just gonna take Mike Gesicki now. I would be too mad to look at this. I would be too mad to look at this team with no correlation and no stack. So I'd like to go ahead and do that there. All right. Well, I mean, I'd probably just end this slamming wide receivers. Rice, Jamo, Watson, Tyson, Downs, and Hunter is a pretty wide range of outcomes wide receiver room. I mean, Rashi could just like be suspended. Jamo could, I mean, Jamo has been suspended. Jamo has been injured. Jamo had 0 points in a game where he was 40% owned in DFS last year. Watson is always an injury risk. Tyson is an injury risk. Downs just might not play. Travis Hunter might be a defensive back. This is not, I would not say this is the best median projection wide receiver room I've ever drafted in fantasy football history. People are saying that is the platonic ideal of a left wing slappy wide receiver room. I'm probably missing like some poster boy there. I mean, I probably need the opposite of a bumblebee. I need a good old here. I need like I mean, Tank Dell, the reports on Tank Dell have not been that good. Status for OTAs uncertain. Hollywood kind of is fun here. Honestly, Vele not the worst pick on this specific team. Here's my Galaxy Brain thing. First off, I'm going to take Dontavian Wicks because I put Dontavian Wicks on the thumbnail. Second off, if you think about it, and again, tell me if you guys disagree, but if you think about it, Wicks and Watson are kind of a nice little cushion for each other because Watson is plays the same position as Dontavian Wicks. Wicks's best games have largely come with Watson off the field, whereas Jaden Reed plays an entirely different position. And I think there's a chance that Wicks just starts the year over Matthew Golden. I don't think so, but it's definitely possible. I mean, I can tell that Buck is a fake drafter because Buck just took Ted Hurst over Kayshon Boutte. So I don't want anyone to ever let um I don't want anyone to ever let Buck live that down. Wicks is a Dolphin in a month. Do we think that's good or bad? Is that bullish or bearish for Dontavian Wicks? I mean, certainly more targets, but I can't tell if I think that's bullish or bearish. Oh man, do I have it in me to not do the siren song of Zachariah Branch right now? I don't think I do. I think I'm almost certainly going to take Zachariah Branch right here. Oh man, yeah. I just don't have it in me. I absolutely don't have it in me. Even if I thought Branch, I had to do it right there. Brennan Thompson is two slap. I think even for me, I think Brennan Thompson two slap. Brennan Thompson, who is like a favorite to like potentially not get drafted over Zachariah Branch. I think Zachariah Branch is him, man. I think that is an unpopular opinion, but I do think that is the case. Renner is in. All right. All right, let's see. What is Buck's tight end, Durham? Buck drafted Colston Loveland, Tucker Kraft, and Eli Stowers. I would have probably taken Godwin over Kraft on this team. God, Barkley at 14. Buck is in the bigger board doing bits. Zachariah Branch definitely does not suck out loud. It's just a matter of which team he lands with, and honestly, it's kind of a matter of what weight can he play at. Because if Zachariah Branch can play at 180, he's going for it. If Zachariah Branch has to play at 170, probably not happening. And it's unclear to me if he can play. I definitely wouldn't say he is a gimmick. He's kind of like, this is a very weird comp. He kind of reminds me of like SEC Jamison Crowder. Jamari Taylor might be too slap. Jamari Taylor is definitely slap. Man. You know what? I'm just gonna let Burrow and Mahomes carry this room. If Burrow and Mahomes cannot get me there, then I'm cooked anyways. My question would be is I'm between Amari DiMercato and Cooper Kupp. Amari DiMercato and Cooper Kupp. I have a 2.683. I have Jonathan Taylor. I have Breece Hall. Kupp like probably helps the advance rate a little bit. You guys decide. Cousins is gone, I think. Cousins is gone. DeMercado or Kupp. All right, Richard says Kupp. Done. Richard says Cooper Kupp. We'll send it. Hectic says Kupp. Okay. I never learn about this shit. I never learn the auto draft constraints. How many years have I been doing this? I mean, not that long as a streamer, but still, dude, I never learn. I never, ever learn because I have 3.773 set in as the presets. So when I went to try and take an eighth wide receiver, it wouldn't let me do it. What if Amari DiMercado is what you need? All right. Joe Burrow Patrick Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Jadarian Price, Zach Charbonnet, Woody Marks, Nicholas Singleton, Amari DiMercado, Rashi Rice, Jameson Williams, Christian Watson, Jordan Tyson, Josh Downs, Travis Hunter, Dontavian Wicks, Zachariah Branch, Travis Kelce, Chigakonkwo, and Mike Gesicki. No one in fantasy football ever learns anything. Fading week 1 through 4 quarterback points. Yes, correct. It won't let you auto. You have to click the button yourself if you have limits set. I never learn. This is literally the Geno Smith-Sion Vaki fiasco part 2. So what's the story here? This pod is 4 out of 12 advance. So all I need a big first month out of Jonathan Taylor. I need JMO out of the gate. I need Watson and Wicks to start. And I need Burrow to run for like 5 touchdowns this upcoming year. Mahomes at 91 with Rice. I mean, this team kind of builds itself. Do I love this team? Is this the best team I've drafted? No, I don't think so. I don't believe it is the best team I've ever drafted, but I'm not really that mad about it. Could have been worse. I mean, what was I even trying to do instead of Burrow? I guess I was about to take Tyler Warren. Where did Daniel Jones go in this one? Daniel Jones went at 134. I don't know. I don't think I had it in me to take Daniel Jones at 126, so I probably would have ended up being real tilted. Sacrilegious was telling me, this early on, we're focused a little bit less on stacking. We're just about getting fantasy points in the lineup. We got fantasy points in the lineup. I don't really have it in me to take Fields yet. If I end up needing to take Fields, I will take Fields later. At the end of the day, if I got to take Fields in some August drafts, Fields is going to be our eliminator quarterback. That is where we are going to be taking old Jay Fields. No doubt about it. All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and start finishing up the big board here. 94.6% full. Hop in to the streets over there. That was a nice. A little board bullets. I mean, I'm happy I got my little boards done. No stress. No stress on that front for me. Really, at this point, I just like getting drafts done because I am doing so many all over the place. So it's just fun to do. Is this low key the year for quarterback handcuffs? It could be, bro. Honestly, could be. Could be a year where there's so many quarterback injuries and so much weirdness. All right, we are full here for our second draft of the stream. We are drafting with my guy Tuna. We are drafting with Chris, Match 0059, Fantasy Geek 317, Oh Boy 078, BK Eagle 97, L Young 391, Goods, Iron Lung, Goldfisher, and MW. Is that my guy Michael Dubner? I believe it is. We'll fire some master stuff. Don't you worry. Actually, I'm gonna be doing after this stream, I'm doing a masters video. So don't you sweat yourself, Brady. There's plenty of masters content stuff to come from myself and the Run the Sims crew. We've got lots of stuff brewing. Wow. All right. Last year's big board champion, Goods, is stating that this is his 150th big board. All done after this. I mean, we're all almost done after this, right? It's we are almost. I can't believe it, man. Feels like just yesterday the NFC Conference Championship was happening. All right, picking at 8. You guys ready? I was about to take Genty. Oh my gosh. I was going to take Genty. I was going to do the bit. All right, I'll take Jefferson. I was going to say I learned something from the last draft, which is to stop being a coward, draft who you want to draft, and immediately I got brutally frame mogged by L Young 31, who said, "You don't know anything, bro. You don't know anything about anything. I'm the one who knocks." Do a 0 running back build this draft? Ugh. Honestly, I just don't love 0 running back this year. I know. I guess that means I'm a fake draft guy. 0 running back is just tough, and it's tougher from the right side of the board too. Because generally speaking, the running back picks are better for like the first like 6 rounds on the right side of the board after the first round, and particularly when you start with a wide receiver. Maybe I'm just a coward. I guess this is a good point. Since when is it illegal to have fun? I mean, I was gonna take Genty. I really was. All right, you know what? You know what? I will. I will get weird, and I will do a 0 running back build this draft. I'm trying to get my numbers up. I will. There you go. Rashee Rice, pick 17. Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice. They said 0 running back was dead. 0 running back is not dead. Maybe I'm just a coward. The Davis Maddox story. Yes, every time you do, you know what happens every time you think doing hero running back or 0 running back is a good idea? Your running back 1 ends up being Chuba Hubbard, and you had to pay over sticker price for Chuba Hubbard. It's miserable. It's horrible. And we talked about this on ADP chasing. We basically summarized why this is, which is the guys that we used to like are gone now. The guys that we used to like are expensive. Like RJ Harvey and Byshell Tootin, like 3 years ago would have been 10th round picks, but now they're the more expensive part of the pairing. Yeah, isn't okay. This is insane. I don't think I've seen CMC get to 12. The very funny thing though is that it's not that unique of a pairing. Like McCaffrey and Walker will be a pretty duplicated pairing because Walker goes around 18 all the time. It's just very funny. We could definitely do a my guys team. I mean, the thing is I'm pretty sure you guys have a good sense of who my guys are by this point. Um, but we could do that. All right. We're about to be up. I mean, I definitely would take Olave here. Do I want to do true 0 running back though? If it's freaking Tet McMillan, like I don't give a shit about Tet McMillan. I don't even like Tet McMillan. All right, I'm doing it. I'm literally doing this for you guys. I'm doing it for the content. Here you go. There's a T Higgins. Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, T Higgins. The horseman of the 0 running back apocalypse, bros. I mean, passing on Breece Hall and Kyron, honestly, like old me doesn't even think twice about that. Like a version of me that existed before is just like, well, yeah, duh, you would pass there. Like, no, duh. Why would you take Breece Hall over T Higgins? I got no issues with this at all. Garrett over all those wide receivers in that range, 0 issue with that. If Geno Smith can play as the 21st best quarterback in the NFL this year, Garrett Wilson's going to have an insane season. Insane. Do I have any hot takes on the Bears offense? Yeah, Luther Burden is going to be a first round pick next year. Is that hot enough for you? All right, I'm going to keep it going. Zay Flowers. True 0 running back. Honestly, maybe should have taken Colson Loveland there. Actually, probably should have taken Colson Loveland because when I'll tell you the one key this year in general to winning hero running back builds and 0 running back builds, you got to win the onesies. Absolutely have to win the onesies. Got to be kicking ass at tight end and got to be kicking ass at quarterback too. Gotta be winning tight end every week by multiples of points. Honestly, I am not worried at all about Colson Loveland's impact on Burden because the thing you guys forget is that I am one of the world's biggest supporters of Caleb Williams. So all that stuff is totally fine by me. I'm one of these people that believes that Caleb Williams can sustain, multiple guys like breaking fantasy football. There will be other fantasy football analysts who are not so brave, who think that Caleb Williams cannot do that. And frankly, those men, I don't love that for them. Yeah, this turned out to be a mistake though. This was a bad move by me. Should have taken Loveland because when I come up for my next pick, I'm gonna like whatever wide receiver is there about as much as I like Zay Flowers anyway. I'm gonna like Christian Watson and Zay Flowers, like same. Carnell Tate, Christian Watson, same. And that's why you live and you learn. And that's why Underdog gives us the opportunity to draft so many of these. It's why we can just keep drafting and drafting and drafting. Uh, isn't Wilson going to have another frustrating 160 target season? I mean, honestly, it's really all depends on Geno. It's literally all Geno Smith. How good is Geno? How bad is Geno? That's all it is, brother. Geno comes out and smashes it. Garrett Wilson could be this year's JSN if Geno Smith plays well enough. I mean, I don't think it's particularly likely, but Garrett Wilson can, I think, pretty easily. I know I said it was going to do zero running back. I am going to take Trevion Henderson 12 spots after ADP or whatever. 11 spots after ADP. Hot take: Chicago will produce a number one quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end. Definitely not. I think it'd be hard for running back, but I agree. Caleb Williams demonstrates a theory that I've been wondering about in football for a long time, which is he does the 3 is greater than 2 thing in football, where the whole point is you got to generate explosives. No team is generating explosives in the NFL now, and the Bears offense is like, well, we don't give a shit about checking down. We don't give a shit about gaining 2 yards. We are all about the explosives. You know what? Don't be a coward, Davis. You said you got to win the onesies. Win the onesies. Burrow, T. Higgins. What if Burrow, T. Higgins is what you need? This is how you got to do it. I know a lot of, like, you guys probably are tearing your hair out at home saying, "Oh man, you got to take RJ Harvey. You got to take Chuba Hubbard." I think I think it is a requirement this year if you are drafting zero or hero running back or zero or hero running back teams to like actively plan on winning the onesies. Like I think McBride, Bowers, and Loveland are all really good fits on those builds. Very interesting build from my guy drafting in the 5-hole here. He took McBride and Loveland. I'm a little bit more open to that on DraftKings than I am on Underdog, just because it's such a touchdown game. Like those guys on DraftKings could just smash so many receptions. I tried elite quarterbacks last year for the first time and they all got injured except for Allen. Well, I mean, that's the name of the game. I want to say, what if Wilson is a rare 5th-year breakout, but he's got 3 1,000-yard seasons? Is it possible his floor and ceiling are just the same with TD variants? No, I mean, this is just someone on the outside looking in. But my read on Garrett Wilson, and this is bordering on Bill Simmons sports guy territory, but I wonder if being a Jet has just been so disappointing for him that he just has lost his attention to detail, and it's hard. Like I can just think about what it would be like for me to show up every day, for a team that could not win, hopeless, your coach is always getting fired, your quarterback sucks, everyone is annoyed and pissed off. Like, wouldn't it be hard for you to be at your best? I feel like it would be hard for me to be at my best in that situation. So I kind of wonder if that's what's happened with Garrett Wilson, where it is literally it's literally hard for him to be at his best. You know what? Weird team here, but I think this kind of works. I'm gonna do Ramondre and Hendo together. I mean, I think there's a huge gap down at running back, and now I've got whoever scores the fantasy points for the New England Patriots in the postseason if I get there. I don't think I have done this combination of players in any draft thus far. I have very little Burrow and T, and I'm pretty sure I've not drafted any Henderson or Ramondre. TBD if that's any good. The other guy I was thinking about there was maybe doing Bannon. We're definitely at a tier break here at wide receiver. I mean, I think zero running back is much like, I think there's kind of an Overton sliding window of what zero running back is. I just was not going to pass on Henderson at that discount. All right. I think, do we do strength on strength? It's just, dude, it's just too hard. I'm taking Algier. These teams are just too hard. I cowered it out. I am having fun. Wish Underdog had a more in-depth filter tool for drafted teams. I mean, I don't want to say anything publicly right now, but there's something in the works that I am connected to that is going to have a bit more ability to look at your Underdog fantasy football portfolio. If you That's all I can say. That's all I can say. All right, Jefferson, Rice, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Trevion Henderson, Joe Burrow, Ramondre Stevenson, and Tyler Algier. Flowers as the wide receiver 4. I mean, I did just do the classic zero running back thing in terms of getting scared and not drafting enough wide receivers. You like that. This is always the thing. Because Zay Flowers gets hurt. Zay Flowers sucks. T. Higgins gets hurt. T. Higgins sucks. Like, you always draft. You kind of always need to draft more wide receivers than you can start. And this is more of a classic manage thing. And I hopefully think we can still draft like this in the FFPC main event with the ship chasing guys this year. But the market has just changed so much that, like, dude, if I didn't take Tyler Algier, I'm probably looking at a running back room of Trevion Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson, and Tyler Algier. Damn. Kyler Murray went. That was my plan. That was my plan the whole time. Here you go, Peter. Are you ready? Oh, he went. I couldn't even do it. Mahomes went. So I'm not winning nothing. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Well, I don't have a stack set up. I don't have anything available. The running backs suck here. Let's do it. Let's do strength on strength, and let's do Michael Pittman Jr. That sets me up for a late quarterback. Yeah, this is the part of the draft where you just have to start telling yourself stuff. You're like, dude, Kenneth Gainwell's going to catch 70 passes. Jordan Mason's going to start for the Vikings. Rachaad White specifically signed with the Washington Commanders because he's boys with Jaden Daniels. They're not going to take Jeremiah Love. Jonah Coleman is the man. Chris Rodriguez is actually going to start over Byshell Tootin. Like, running back is so cooked. '20th round JJ McCarthy because in this universe he's starting the back half of the season. Goodness gracious, man. That's probably not happening, right? There's probably no way. Yes, I can toggle when I'm up. Strength on strength, and that pick sets up Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, you guys laugh. Aaron Rodgers, to me, it would not surprise me at all if Aaron Rodgers ends up being one of the better advance rate quarterback clicks at all, just because he is the cheapest quarterback who projects for 17 games. Let me ask you this. Would you rather CJ Stroud, who I believe scored what's 216 divided by 18, who scored 12 fantasy points per game last year, or Aaron Rodgers? Man, I'm stuck here. I'm gonna take Shuck. I'm gonna take the Shuck Demon. I do not have any interest in unstacked, uncorrelated Stafford, and same deal for Goff. If those are the winning guys you need, they have to be stacked. I mean, I'm assuming last year that Rodgers scored more fantasy points per game than CJ Stroud. I don't know, but I'm assuming that is true. CJ Stroud and Aaron Rodgers. They scored the same. 14.9 points per game, quarterback 23, quarterback 25. And you get Rodgers. You guys know I'm not an Aaron Rodgers guy. Aaron Rodgers annoying, not a fan, whatever. But they're basically like the same thing for fantasy football, and one of them is completely free. Are the Steelers really paying Kirk Cousins money to Rodgers now that the price went up? I don't know. I have no insight into the situation other than that the most recent media availability Mike McCarthy had, he made it sound like what was happening was that Rodgers is going to be their quarterback. Yes. Yeah, you get the Rodgers discount because there's retirement risk. Correct. That's why I'm taking him now. I'm not gonna when Rodgers is a 14th round pick, I'm out. When I like honestly, I would rather take Ty Simpson as a at this stage. And these type of builds, I'm probably more likely into blasting off on rookies. Yeah, more into just trying to strike gold on something. The issue is it's such a bad running back class. Like, I mean, Mike Washington Jr. is obviously a good pick on this team, but everyone else kind of stinks. Okay. Well, I got Shuck set up, so I guess I need to line up Juwan Johnson and Devon Vele. Wow. Murray, Stafford, Darnold back to back. I mean, that's what we do now. Everyone just takes all these guys. I mean, if I want Mike Washington Jr., I probably have to take him here. Honestly, I mean, I hate this. I'm gonna take Chris Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez is a zero running back ass pick. And I'm still kind of dusty at tight end, but what can you do? That just hurt. Taking Chris Rodriguez at 128 hurts. Shuck outscore. Yeah, I mean, I like Tyler Shuck for fantasy. In a few rounds, I'm like, yeah, maybe Katron was a better PSU running back. All right. Well, Burrow and T, Shuck, Trevion, Ramondre, this is the worst running back room ever. It just doesn't feel worth it. Like I should have just taken Jeremiah Love. The whole team feels so much better. Yeah, I got a ton of Rodgers. I have 12% Rodgers and I don't even like him. Yeah, I'm completely with you. I bet I have more. Honestly, I bet I have more than 12%, which doesn't feel good. You know? All right, drafts completed. What do we think? I'm hoping it's not that high. It's going to be pretty high. 16%. All right, could be worse. Dude, so true. Except I don't think I can take the missile here because I think I need to take Juwan here. Well, who's more likely to get back to me? Who's more likely to get back? All right, I'm gonna take the missile. No, dude, I gotta take Aaron Jones. The team needs Aaron. The team needed Aaron Jones. The team needed Aaron Jones. Sad, 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 but true. That click did not make me feel any better than it made you feel, but we just need someone. It's true. I mean, this is always the case, which is that zero running back teams can always get bailed out if you find the right injury. First time viewer heard you're the GOAT fantasy drafter. Hey, I hope so. I hope that's true. I don't know about GOAT, but I am the world's foremost drafter in the sense that I draft the most. I mean, did I miss any? I guess maybe instead of Burrow, I could have taken Brian Thomas Jr. and did strength on strength. And then instead of Stevenson, you take Lawrence. And then instead of Algier, you do Kraft. And so you try and win the onesie with Kraft. I think we probably are setting up for a 4 tight end finish. I've yet to select a tight end. So I think that is probably the direction we're heading. And I honestly, given the ascendancy of 12 personnel in the National Football League and how many tight ends kind of contribute at like 6.5 to 8.5 fantasy points per game, I don't even hate 4 tight end builds as much as I would have. And in fact, for a lot of the guys who have run sims on this stuff have found that 4 tight end teams actually advance pretty decent. I don't feel any better or worse about Burrow, but I guess it's just on accident. I guess we're just drafting Burrow on accident today. Wow, the missile is still here. What do we think the odds are? All right, I'm gonna take the missile first and hope we get Juwan through. We've got this guy has Goods has okay, Goods is gonna do it. This guy has 2 tight ends, this guy has 2 tight ends, so it's gonna be Goods. Goods has the ability to kill me here. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, it's a good point because I have both the New England guys. I should be getting some element of production there, so maybe don't need to go insane. Kubiak about to destroy with 04 personnel. I'm sure teams run that. I'm sure that exists. Man, I tell you what, this tight end room is about to be one of the tight end rooms of all time. Pat Fryermuth is probably going to rear his ugly head on this one. All right, Chig goes, come on, bro. Come on, let this all play out perfectly. Ah, killed. Sniped. Sniper-roonskis. Oh man. That's tough. Okay. I'm just gonna take Hunter Henry because I'm kind of lost about what to do, and I know I need a tight end. I don't even feel good about it. Probably should have just taken Brian Robinson Jr. there, but I just needed to start getting some tight ends. Jermaine Burton got cut. Found handcuffing quarterbacks in the 18th round frees up those middle rounds. Yeah, honestly, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. When you can get Juwan Johnson as your tight end 3 in round 14, you got to do it. I mean, he almost got a smidgen of ADP value there. Yeah, I mean, I think AJ Brown is getting traded for sure. There was just that report yesterday that league insiders expect AJ Brown to get traded for a first round pick after June 1st. We accidentally bullied Davis into a team that he didn't even follow through with the script and he still hates it. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, this team's not very good. Two key errors here. So if I was gonna do, honestly, the thing that messed it up was Henderson. The thing that ruined it was Henderson just even being there. Because I shouldn't have even had a running back there to take. Because I wouldn't have taken Tootin. I wouldn't have taken Swift. I wouldn't have taken Scattaboo. So, yeah. That's a good question. I mean, some drafters certainly are already drafting with the idea that he'll be traded, but Smith will go from this side of the board over here he'll go to round 3. Schultz. All right, I'm gonna take Stowers just because I always take Stowers when I need some upside at tight end. MF and Mackey Award winner. Yes, honestly, that's it. That was the error. Yeah, Goods highlighted it. Zay Flowers over Loveland. Just bad. Should have taken Loveland. And I knew it right when I did it. And sometimes you can tell. Seems crazy to trade Philly. I mean, I think if you can get a first round pick for a 29-year-old wide receiver who doesn't even want to play for your team and seems to hate your quarterback, I think you probably should. Speaking of 4 tight end rooms, am I woke to cut trade candidate more 12 personnel on the Bears Cole Kmet? I don't think I've taken Cole Kmet yet. I can see it though. Who's winning the Masters? Cam Young, Matt Fitzpatrick, or Minwoo Lee? Would I trade the 102 and the 104 for the 101? Yes, and I would like run away while doing it. I have Jeremiah Love as like a borderline first rounder in Dynasty. Yeah, I have zero interest really at current prices in Alec Pierce. This is like a big eight. I'm just gonna take Geno here. I'm gonna get my third quarterback in. I wasn't even necessarily planning on taking a third quarterback, but pick 185, Geno. Sometimes the easiest answer is the right answer. Scotty is winning the Masters. Yeah, I mean, look, Scotty, great player. I have yet to wager any money on Scotty winning, but I'm actually building up I was working on my rankings for the Underdog Open on Underdog Fantasy before this stream. But more golf stuff to come. Like I said, after the stream, gonna work on some golf stuff to publish later. Yeah, I gave up the Rodgers thing. I mean, Geno is better. Geno is going to be better for fantasy. I mean, he's got to be, right? I don't see any way that he won't be. What if the Jets are like a sneaky 9-win team? I mean, there's like no way they will be because they suck. But every year there is a team that goes from worst to first. What if it's the New York Football Jets? I mean, it won't be, but you can imagine. No, I did not do any of the major albatross or little albatross. Hard for me to think about what the edge would be in that contest. And if I can't think about the edge, then I don't know. And I have to try and program some stuff. Like I'd want to run a sim through, and I couldn't even think about a way to do that. All right, definitely need. You know what? Oh, did Brazel just go? Brazel just went. All right, we'll do Jeremy Bernard. Maybe Jeremy Bernard ends up teammates with Tyler Shuck. Saints are for sure taking a wide receiver. It's just a matter of when and where they do it. They also might take tight end. There was a report a report that came out today about the Saints being very interested in grabbing offensive skill position players, which definitely makes sense. Yes, right now actually you can see it in the bottom right of my screen. I'm working on building myself a tool to do Underdog MLB games. It's just very, very slow going. So I'm building a tool that simulates the contests, and it just actually I almost won Underdog yesterday. Needed a Freddie Freeman hit at his final plate appearance to win the Frozen Rope, and he grounded out, but almost took first place. Would have been nice. All right, definitely need. Oh, perfect. Got my guy T Ferg. Line it up. Burrow, Shuck, Gino, Trevion Ramondre, Algier, Chris Rodriguez, Aaron Jones, Keaton Missile, Justin Jefferson, Rashi Rice, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Michael Pittman, Jeremy Bernard, Hunter Henry, Eli Stowers, T. Ferg. We're living the dream here. All right, how many likes do you gremlins have on this? Because I do have more work to do. And don't get me wrong, I would like to go do it. 43 likes. All right, you guys get this to 100 likes. I'll do one more. 100 likes. I'll do one more. Think that is totally fair. 100 likes equals one more draft. Think that's fair. And if you don't do it, I'm out. I'm leaving. Gonna go work on master stuff. I think that's a fair offer. Handshake. Am I taking a fourth tight end on this team? My Gunnar Helm is gone. So my options would be like Evan Ingram, Michael Mayer, could take Max Clare, could take Gesicki. No, I couldn't. Gesicki is even gone. Who took Gesicki? Why on earth would Macho 59? I mean, I guess his tight ends. No, he didn't even. Ferguson, Andrews, Gesicki. What is Gesicki doing for that team, Fantasy Geek? Hate that. Don't like it at all. I guess that's on me. I guess I should have taken Gesicki instead of Ferguson. I'm not taking Delp. Delp is a blocker ass guy. Yeah, honestly, I need the running back help more. Giddens makes sense, just some handcuff value. Mixon makes sense, just a Hail Mary. McGowan makes sense. The tricky part with McGowan is, and I'm going to take Giddens. McGowan is kind of like Jaden Blue, except instead of Jaden Blue just being a dick, Gesicki, Jaden Blue is just like kind of an annoying guy. McGowan is a criminal. Like McGowan just like actually like committed a felony. Okay. Burrow, Shuck, Gino, Trevion, Ramondre, Algier, Chris Rodriguez, Aaron Jones, Keaton Mitchell, DJ Giddens, Justin Jefferson, Rashi Rice, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Michael Pittman Jr., Jeremy Bernard, Hunter Henry, Eli Stowers, Terrence Ferguson. You know what? I'm actually taking another running back. I got no rookie running backs on this team. I need something extra because these running backs are all. Maybe I do take a wide receiver. Oh man, I'm really of two minds here, but I'm probably gonna end up taking Bailey just for the stack. What if Devon Bailey is what you need? I do just want to take Dontavian Wicks, but I think for the stacking stuff, you got to do Bailey. Famous last words. Yes, to be fair, 5 years ago. Yeah. What a unique team. Unique in the sense that it's terrible. All right. Burrow, Shuck, Gino, Trevion, Ramondre, Algier, Rodriguez, Aaron Jones, Keaton Mitchell, DJ Giddens, Jefferson, Rashi, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Michael Pittman Jr., Jeremy Bernard, Devon Bailey, Hunter Henry, Eli Stowers, Terrence Ferguson. Not my best. Not my best. You guys didn't get enough likes either. 70 likes, bro? There are 180 of you guys watching. What are you guys watching on your TVs? You guys watching? Well, come on, bro. You kidding me? 71? I don't know, bro. I don't know. There's a Masters video that needs to be made. Don't you guys want to hear about strokes gained around the green? No, see, you guys called my bluff. You guys know that I need to finish because the contest is 94.6% full. You got me. I think it's safe to say zero running back is tough. I definitely don't think it's certainly not my preferred build. I guess you can still hit like on the TV. I guess I need to start doing that. I honestly watch YouTube on my TV more often than on my phone these days. All right, we're in again, and we are drafting at the 6th slot. Good to know. Probably gonna do something weird again in this one because I don't like drafting at the 6th slot. All right, we got Tanner Borund, Perry 235, Ball So Hard You, Osho Brown, Revolutionary Technology, Panther 23, Shield Wall, Chris, Football in 34, Beast 87, and my guy Tunya. Yeah, zero running back is honestly not taking one until round 4 or 5. Yeah, might have to do Genty at 6. Might have to do it. It's true. I don't know how you beat a guy whose username is Revolutionary Technology. It's probably that's one of the better usernames I've seen on Underdog Fantasy, and I've seen plenty of them. All right, are we gonna try and do something cool here, or what? Am I just gonna eat the chalk? No, I'm gonna take Genty. I mean, if Puka or JSN falls, there. Never mind. Jonathan Taylor at 4. They thwarted me. I was gonna do something fun for you guys, and I got thwarted. So we're gonna take JSN, and I'm gonna leave you guys with just a little treat. I'll be right back. You want to scroll the F down for Keandre Lambert-Smith?
Oh my fucking god!
I'm about it. I'm about it.
This is too good.
Someone slap the Keandre Lambert-Smith button. The first KLS reception, I was like, wow, he is the greatest wide receiver of all time. Is the 9th round too early for KLS? People are asking.
4.37 40 played at Auburn. This is Darius Slayton vibes.
My thesis is at least not that he is Jerry Rice's kid. I wish Xavier Worthy was Jerry Rice's kid. It's true. Rice at 6 would be unique. Well, I have a pretty good feeling as to how this draft is going to start. Whoa, I did not even make this connection yet, but our guy Keandre Lambert-Smith now plays with Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel, a great football coach who the thing that I didn't really ponder about becoming a Keandre Lambert-Smith guy is that then I would have to be a Justin Herbert guy, which is, who wants to be a Justin Herbert guy? I'll never, like, Sam Monson for the rest of my life. Whenever I hear Sam Monson's name, I'm going to be like, oh man, you were the guy. You were the guy. John, the people need to know how many pre-draft best balls have you done? Ken Walker, JSN, they're just giving money away, dude. John, I didn't just get $30K. They just gave me $200,000. They just let me get first place in the big board. It's true. Liking wide receivers in the Chiefs division. You guys know how hard it is for me to like a Charger? I would say of the 32 NFL teams, my 2 least favorite teams are the Cincinnati Bengals and the Chargers. They are the teams that rub me the wrong way the most, for sure. Just like idiot ownership groups, just the fans annoying, all annoying. All it's just up and down, up and down. They annoy me. There you go. Done exactly one. Hey, John, I'm in the streets for baseball. I can't be NBA dailies in April. I can't be bothered. Can't be doing it. No way. Like I watch Thunder games, man, but there's no way I can be drafting two-way players on the Memphis Grizzlies right now. Like I do not have it in me. I saw what did I see the other day? I believe there was a game going on where the entire lineup in the second quarter was all two-way guys. It was like a Grizzlies something or other. Have I ever met a Chargers fan? Yes. Yes, I have. Sadly, I have. I mean, I'm gonna take Jacobs here. I don't love it. It's fine. You know what? Honestly, Troy, fair. My apologies. It doesn't really have anything left. It doesn't really have anything to do with you. It's mostly about the fact that Burrow is the only one who's beat Mahomes and Arrowhead in the postseason. Only 10 days left for NHL playoff basketball. Hey, I'm hip. I've drafted some Zambonis. I don't exactly get the strategy in terms of how you should deal with goalie and defenseman. I mean, obviously I just draft Colorado players. They lost to the Blues last night. I was watching that game. They just got nothing going. McKinnon had 2 shots on goal in like the first 3 minutes, and then they just couldn't do anything for the rest of the game. I'm hoping the Blues make the postseason, because if the Blues do make the postseason, then there would be a chance for me to go to a Colorado Avalanche postseason game, because they would play here. I think they would play here in the first round, actually. So shout out to the Blues. My buddy converted from a Giants to a Chargers fan. That's interesting. I mean, imagine converting to a Chargers fan. Just like NFL playoffs, just make a finals matchup and hope for the best. Yeah, you should probably get your buddy a quick mental evaluation. Being a fan of those two organizations. I mean, being a modern day Giants fan is just like asking to get punched in the face. Modern day Giants fan, that has got to be one of the last organizations you want to be a fan of. Damn. All right. Burden goes. All right. This one's for Nick. We're gonna do my guy Loveland. JSN's holding it down for us at wide receiver. If JSN can't ship us, 16.2 points per game, this team is killed anyway. I did see one of Peter's "So You Think You Can Tout" submissions. The entire submission centered around the idea that JSN not an elite fantasy football wide receiver one, and he didn't even mention Micah Bernard's name. Imagine hating on JSN and not even mentioning Micah Bernard's name. GM Panther Underdog, salute to you, brother. I mean, I could take Rome. All right, here. This is an olive branch. This is an olive branch to all the Burden bros. All the Burden bros. Here you go. Lived through the Bengals in the 90s. Ooh, tough. Giants, Browns, due to my dad being from Cleveland. Yeah, so I converted because my dad was a Cowboys fan. So I just watched the Cowboys with my dad. And I was like, these guys suck. They never do anything. I have no attachment to them. I've never been to Dallas. I've never been to a Dallas Cowboys game. I'm done. I'm out. And then I moved to Kansas City the year the Chiefs drafted Mahomes. And I went to I think I went to 4 of the Alex Smith games. I believe I went to the largest comeback in Chiefs history until the postseason game, week 1, Chargers, Chiefs Alex Smith led them back to a big comeback eventually in overtime. Sick game. And then yeah, and that was it. That's basically it. I was like, Mahomes, that's my guy. Starting wide receiver ×4 and then taking Judkins. That's what you got to do, though. Yes. Well, okay. Where's the the Burden drafter? Yeah, this Shield Wall's for sure taking Caleb Williams at 65. I'm cooked. He's cooked me. It's just it's such an interesting year because I don't ever recall draft builds and the archetype of teams being so structured by which side of the board you draft on. Like my left side of the board and my right side of the board teams look a lot alike or look very differently, but my teams on the left side kind of all look similar. And then my teams on the right side kind of all look similar. Yeah, it's not even that I'm not a Tootin guy, or sorry, it's not that I'm a Judkins guy. It's just, oh, he took Burrow. Why did he take Burrow? Like, give me Caleb Williams. Why on earth would that draft? Is he just auto drafting? This guy might just be auto drafting off of ranks. Why would he have taken Burrow? He snapped Burrow. He's got to be auto drafting off of ranks. Yeah, you very rarely get a quarterback fall. Oh, he's got Higgins. Okay, never mind. Just disregard me. Disregard. I don't know anything about anything. Well, it worked out for me. I was happy to see him take him there. All right, so JSN, Kenneth Walker, Josh Jacobs, Colson Loveland, Rome Odunze. That was for whoever compared Rome Odunze to Mike Evans earlier. Estimated date of the big board filling tomorrow. It'll fill tomorrow, MacNova. Do with that what you will. Get your entries in now. The big contest on DraftKings, I'm thinking it actually might overlay a smidge. We'll see. Remember how mad people would get when someone wouldn't let them take Burrow whenever they wanted last summer? I mean, I was never the integrity protector on Joe Burrow. I was happy to let him go to pick 96 or whatever, because Burrow is just, it's so hard to win in one of these big contests with him unstacked. Top of my ranks is Harold Fannin. Can't do that, so we'll do Michael Wilson. I am so out on, not so out, but this Parker Washington stuff, for me, really tough. Just very, very hard for me to get on board. You know, it's just kind of how I play and how I like the historical lens that I use to view these performances. I'm sure for a lot of people, like I'm sure people who are more like film based maybe is not even it. Might not even be what I mean. Maybe more vibes based. I don't know. But there are obviously people who love Parker Washington. Can't believe I'm doing 140-ish big board slow drafts this year. I've done a fair amount of mine slow just because I have less time to sit and hammer the button on these teams. Walking less. This is not true. Parker Washington is not Liam's favorite pick. There's no way that's true. No chance. Called the Dak pick. Jags fan here. Parker going to get a lot of targets. He's low on touchdowns, better on DK PPR. He's more expensive on DraftKings. I guess maybe this is my issue, but I just can't get, it seems crazy to me to take Travis Hunter second overall and then just abandon the wide receiver prospect. You guys, there is a context or something you guys are missing. There's no way There's no way Parker Washington in the fucking 7th round in a half PPR site is Liam's favorite pick. There's context you guys are missing. I don't believe it. Pearsall, good. Algier, Dowdle, Pearsall. You know what? Let's go Dowdle. Just if you don't take a running back there, there's just no one you like. As a pure vibes-based drafter, I have zero interest in Washington. I don't know. Let's go pull up his flock page. Maybe the comps are better than I would think. Parker Washington, age 23 to 24 comps. It's a nice little mix, right? It's guys who were quite good, Devonta Smith, then guys who like immediately fell off a cliff. Pierre Garcon, Traquan Smith, another hit in Debo, another huge loss in Crowder. Parker was not a hit the next year, but the year after that. Sammy Watkins was a miss after this. It's funny that BTJ shows up as a comp. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even think Parker Washington is bad. I kind of liked Parker Washington as a comp or as a prospect rather. The issue for me is one thing has to be true, which is either Travis Hunter is not going to play on offense or Brian Thomas Jr. is as bad as he was year 2. And it's really hard for me to believe both of those things. But if they're both true, then Parker Washington is probably he's probably undervalued even. I chased that Devontae Parker every year for a decade. You were not alone. I believe current millionaire Sam Sherman once had a year where Devontae Parker was his most drafted wide receiver. The first year of ADP chasing. Yeah, I tend to agree. You know what, dude? We're at pick. I'm taking frickin' Mahomes here. No way am I passing. Pick 102 in this economy after Jared Goff? Come on. Honestly, it's a good question. Why does no one acknowledge that Brian Thomas Jr. was injured last year? We give a lot of other guys passes. I most certainly have not been Parker Washington filled. Every time I click in one of these drafts, you take Mahomes and Walker. Well, let's see. I honestly do not know. I wonder the percentage of teams that I have these guys on. It's definitely a lot. Drafts completed. 150 completed. Exposure. Mahomes is my most drafted quarterback at 20.7%. Kenneth Walker is my most drafted running back at 23.3%. Although not highest by entry fees. Highest by entry fees is ETN and Adam Randall. And Xavier Worthy is my most drafted wide receiver. Wow. That is the 5 horsemen of the Slappocalypse. Worthy, Branch, Wicks, Burden, and Hunter. Oh my God. That oh man. I didn't even try and restrain myself in these pre-draft best ball contests. I made no effort to balance that range right there. I definitely cannot get away with that once the clock ticks over to Best Ball Mania. No chance. I had my fun. I took my Worthy here. I took my Branch. I took my Wicks. I took my Burden. I took my Hunter. Enough. Yeah, I was taking a lot of Tank Dell just under the idea that he was going to be back and healthy, but thinking that is probably going to end up not being the case. 41% Jeremy. 41% Jeremy is a lot. I feel like this is probably a good Downs team. It'd be Downs or Golden here. Let's just balance it out. Golden would be slapping still. Downs, I think, is fine here. %24% isn't crap. To get 20, I mean, no more than the only player I have drafted more than 23% is Stowers. Stowers at 32%. So only roughly a quarter of my teams can be ruined. So I just need to advance, 20% of my non-Chiefs representative teams. It's all about MF and Mackey, Eli Stowers, though. %42% Jadarian Price. That's a big sweat. I guess Jadarian Price, you are hoping in round 2 he nuts out. I mean, Seattle would be the huge one. Do we think Titans is probably a win? Titans probably a win. Commanders, he could end up being the starting running back for the Commanders. Back in Texas. You guys are going to get a flock stream soon. Will Jacoby Lane outscore Lemon rookie year? I really like Jacoby Lane. Big fan of Jacoby Lane's game. He's one of my favorite guys to watch in this class. If you abide by such things. I'm honestly kind of fine at run. This team is actually kind of shaping up. Do I want to do Coke Daddy? Rashad White? You know what? I just have like no Jalen McMillan. Let's do that. I have like none of this guy. Big riser. I do not have any KLS. I have not found myself there. Just looked. My most drafted player is Jordan James. My guy Sus Edwards really likes Jordan James. I'm not as much. Chicago could be really big. They got to cut or trade Swift though. You should have no more than double any pick after 15th round. Thoughts in pre-draft? It's okay. I mean, I just like the cheap guys. In pre-draft, because in pre-draft, like if I nut out on Eli, if Stowers is a second round pick to the New Orleans Saints, he's going in like round 13. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know, what is the best possible landing spot for a tight end? I'm trying to think. You'd come in, you'd start right away in a good offense. Not Seattle, not New England. I guess you'd start in Miami, but it's a bad offense. You wouldn't start in Kansas City. You wouldn't start in Houston. Wouldn't start in SF. Wouldn't start in Buffalo. Wouldn't start for the Bears. Wouldn't start for the Browns. Wouldn't start for the Eagles. Chargers. It would be the Chargers. Because the Chargers would bench Gadsden for an expensive guy. True. Now, yes, the prevalence of the heavy prevalence of 12 personnel does make things a bit different. That much is true. Yeah, very, very good point. Very good point there. I think the Texans would probably still start Schultz. Denver's good. Yes. Yep. Denver, Panthers. I'm just trying to think about an offense that is going to throw the ball a ton. But yeah, you guys are right. Those are both good spots. He definitely wouldn't be the highest on the Pats. I mean, this is just what happens. Teams replace guys who hit on day 3 all the time. Do I want to take Brooks or JCM? Brooks or JCM? You know what? Slap the Bill button. I've got like no Bill. 139 is fine. I mean, this is basically what happens with rookie running backs, and it happens with tight ends too. Is like if you are a day 3 guy, even when you are good, you are still very liable to be replaced. I already know who the Patriots are taking. You can get your jersey printed and pre-ordered right now. They're going to be taking Max Clare. I believe Isaiah Likely's best season was his rookie year. I need to fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure his best fantasy football year was his rookie year. That could be made up. I guess he barely played. I guess actually his best year was his third year. Stowers is just really good though. Stowers is a lot better than Likely. Likely didn't Likely have like a 3.4 RAS. Yeah, no, didn't really like Likely ever in fantasy football. Do really like Eli Stowers though. I take Najee in round 20. I think Najee is a pretty good round 19, round 20 pick. Doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies, but I think he is probably very likely to get some significant run for whatever team he signs with. Mike Washington is gone, kind of dusted at quarterback here. You know what? This actually is a team that makes some sense for Ayuk, where I just need some ceiling because I waited at wide receiver. If he's a 0, fine, but I need to find some volatility. Would have been another team that I took. I would have taken Travis Hunter on this team too. I like to take Ayuk as like a wide receiver 5 or 6, just on a team where I'm like, Michael Wilson, Josh Downs, Jalen McMillan, they're gonna be out there. When do I start believing the Seattle GM about Helani? Probably if he would have ever chosen to play him or not sign running backs over him. This is a good question. How many running backs have the Seahawks brought in since they drafted George Helani? That's a good question. Okay. So the Seahawks drafted George Helani when? Oh, they signed him as an undrafted free agent. How long ago? George Helani, PFR. Because he was before Genty. So they signed him in 2024. Is that right? So since they brought Helani in, they drafted Charbonnet the same year. They signed Chris Rodriguez as a free agent. They drafted Damian Martinez, and then they played DJ Dallas over him. No, 114 is not an update rank on Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings is not really my guy. Or Juwan Jennings was a guy I really liked, but he's out the door now. All right, probably time to start thinking about a second tight end. Wow, Juwan Johnson is still available. Pick 163. What a value. Bryce Young is still available, 146. Do I just take Bryce Young? I don't even really need him. Sure, whatever. Let's get our final quarterback out of the way. I'll take Bryce Young. Why not? Bryce Young, 163. I wasn't going to do anything with that pick anyway there. Kenny McIntosh. Forgot about Kenny McIntosh. Yeah. I mean, George Solani, like, whatever. I mean, he's fine player. He is not the profile of guy that is going to end up being a difference maker. If news breaks Jennings is going back to San Francisco, where does he end up in ADP? A lot higher. I just think it's really, really likely to not happen. Sounds like they are very far apart on the value that they see in one another. Like, Shanahan probably thinks, bro, Juwan Jennings, I made you. And Jennings says, bro, you didn't make me. I made me. I was in the gym. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, they are just way too far apart. Loveland? All right, why not slap that Stowers button again? What if we just drafted the winning big board stack? Bryce Young, Eli Stowers. Simple play. Jennings is an Eagle after the AJB trade. I would draft a lot of Jennings probably in that eventuality. Honestly, the Seahawks didn't bring in as many running backs as I thought. They did draft Sharbs and McIntosh and then sign Helani as an undrafted free agent and then drafted Damian Martinez last year. So I don't think they love him, but not fair of me to say they've tried to replace him that many times. Am I using any of my flock salary to take some golf lessons? I actually have one golf lesson that I paid for because I bought a pack of 4 from a guy who does lessons here and that I've not done yet. Honestly, I don't. This is so real. I know what I need to do. There's at this stage getting more instruction. Like I guess instruction that would help me would be like a playing lesson, like going out on the course with an instructor would help me a lot. But at this stage, just going in and hitting balls is not going to help me. I possess the knowledge necessary. It's just a matter of executing enough swings to change the mechanics of what I can do. I've taken lessons, trust me. I've taken lessons and they've been helpful, but I have to go to the range and practice enough and commit to doing them. Hey, speaking of potential Seattle running backs, let's add on Nicholas Singleton to this group. What if Nicholas Singleton is a 10 RAS guy? Yeah, I've never done a playing lesson. I'd really like one. I think it would be fine. Have to think Canales will either get Stowers or Sadiq, who's just been shooting. Hey, Sadiq or Stowers to the Panthers is like to the moon situation. If you think that Bryce can improve marginally, or you think that they're a playoff team again, it's good stuff. Man, that would be very good for me personally. If Eli Stowers is basically the big slot for the Carolina Panthers, that is going to hit me square in the mouth in a very good way. Man, imagine Stowers ends up being a first round pick and I'm just printing closing line value in the big board. I would feel like Paul Atreides. I would feel like the Kwisatz Haderach. Like I could close my eyes and just see time parting ahead of me. You guys probably don't know what happens in Dune Messiah yet. You guys haven't seen the movie. Trust me, you'll get it. All right, another tight end. Do we press the gunner button? I think we do. Actually, you know what? All my friends have a ton of Chris Brazzell. I am lighter than all my friends. I don't want to be Squidward looking out the mirror on Brazzell. Dream KC Concepcion landing spot. So where can KC Concepcion come in immediately and get 100 targets as a starting slot wide receiver? I mean, some of the crappy teams, yes. The Dolphins, that's not a dream spot. Colts, no, it'd be Downs. Titans, no, it's Wandale. Ravens need a wide receiver, but there's not that many targets available, and he's just kind of like a slightly worse version of Zay Flowers. Chargers do need a third wide receiver if Keenan doesn't come back, but where they pick is probably too expensive. The Raiders need a wide receiver, but he won't out-target Bowers. Commanders, if they don't get Ayuk, would be quite nice for him. The Giants need a wide receiver. Giants really need a wide receiver, actually. You cannot go in to Dart year 2 with torn knee neighbors. The Giants are actually low-key a nice destination for wide receivers. This is the Giants this is going to be crazy. I don't even know how bad this is, but this is the wide receiver depth chart. Neighbors, Slayton, Mooney, Isaiah Hodgins, Bo Collin, Calvin Austin, Jalen Hyatt, and Gunnar Olszewski. Casey Concepcion is immediately the second best wide receiver on that team. So I think Mooney is kind of a false flag there. Mooney is cooked. Falcons have a huge need. No, you should definitely not read Dune Messiah without having read the other books. You will have no fucking clue what's going on. You will have no idea if you read Dune 2 without having read Dune 1, despite having seen the Moonies. You'll be like, I don't know what I'm reading right now. This is all insane. The Dune movies are great, but they leave out about 80% of what happens in the book. Dang. All right. Helm went. So let's do, you know what? Let's do Jordan James. I don't want to be Squidward looking out the window on Jordan James either. Yeah, correct. Mooney, LOL. I agree. Mooney, LOL. I mean, imagine Jalen Hyatt plays snaps for the Giants this year. Would be a huge failure of the organization. And I'm sure that they think that Isaiah Likely will contribute as a slot wide receiver. You know what? Tell $10 million to Mooney isn't nothing. Tell that to Tutu Atwell. Tell that to De'Ami Brown. You can't pay guys to be good. The issue with the National Football League is you simply cannot pay guys to be good. Jags tried to pay De'Ami Brown to be good. Didn't work. Honestly, this is a good question. I don't know. Do rookie wide receivers have a better probability to break out as a slot or outside alpha? I would assume on the outside. I would assume, just because in general the more, historically speaking, alpha wide receivers have been more productive, and so those are our outside style guys. Yes, the Dune books have, quote, even more of the boring political shit for sure. That's what is actually good about Dune. The action in Dune is very middling. I would say, like, it's like below Star Wars level action, but they're just much more thoughtful and intelligent books. They're some of the best science fiction ever written, in my opinion. I've read a lot of science fiction. I think they're quite good. Man. The tight end situation is looking dire here. All right, this one, well, no, we're just going to wait one more. I'm going to take another running back. All right, this is McGowan. Here's a McGowan pick, and then I'm going to wait to take tight end at the end. Yeah, 1 year, $10 million is actually super bearish. True. We've seen a fair share of should-be slot guys get played outside. Yeah, and it's also super bearish for bigger guys to have to be forced in the slot, because it means they're either slow or just not great route runners, and they basically need to be schemed open, which is not super bullish for anyone. Not really sci-fi, but ever read The Black Company? No, I haven't. Let's look this up. Let's see if this is good. Grimdark military fantasy series. Never heard of it. A Memory Called Empire. A Memory Called Empire. I mean, I'm already in on the Hugo Award-winning science fiction, space opera, political intrigue, and murder mystery. All right. Faded Sun series. I love to read. The last sci-fi series that I read start to finish was Foundation. There are like a bunch of them. Isaac Asimov, there were like 9 of them, but they were quick reads. I've not read any science fiction in a while. I am about 700 pages through The Brothers Karamazov right now by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Incredible book, very dense, very just gotta spend a lot of time thinking while you're reading it. No Brandon Sanderson, not so much my style. I never watched the TV version of Foundation because everyone said it sucked. Everyone said it was bad, so I never watched it. but I would give it a go too. Yes, I did read, what are there, 8 of these? Ender's Game, Shadow of Ender. I read all these when I was in high school. Those are great. I do love those. Go-to novel genre. I guess it would be like literary fiction, which is I know no one reads, no one likes that stuff anymore. I guess not very popular, but that's just what I grew up on, and I like. Man, tight end is too bad here. There's like nothing here. I don't even know what to do. I don't know. You know what? All right. Greg Dulcich, sure. That was tough. Oh, that was really, really brutal. I guess I shouldn't have taken Brazel. I guess I should have waited on Brazel and taken a tight end. All right, Caleb Williams, Patrick Mahomes, Bryce Young, Kenneth Walker III, Josh Jacobs, Rico Dowdle, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Singleton, Jordan James, Seth McGowan, JSN, Roma Dunze, Michael Wilson, Josh Downs, Joe McMillan, Brendan Ayuk, Chris Brazel the second, Colson Loveland, Eli Stowers, and Greg Dulcich. There we go. Okay, boys. I'll be back with all of you tomorrow. Head on over to the Dynasty Matic channel if you've not watched that. There's more Davis Matic content for you. Make sure to like this video. Make sure you are subscribed. And check out flockfantasy.com. Code Davis. Let them know I sent you over there.